You hear about some neighborhood that's crime-ridden. And people say, well, to get rid of the crime, what do we need to do? We need to get them more jobs and get more money in that community, right? What evidence is there of that? That's a theory. Desperate people do desperate things, and I think that's true. Desperate people do desperate things. Is there any evidence of that? Is there any evidence that our poor are also desperate? Has that ever happened? That people are so poor they need food?
Yes.
When? Where? Okay, no, I'm talking about America. You're right, absolutely. Across the world, I'm talking about America. Are there any poor in the United States?
Yes.
What does that mean? What is poor? So if you went to India, if you went to South America, and you said, let me see how your rich live, they would say, oh, the rich people have homes with windows in them, roofs on them, carpeting, furniture, clothing, all the food they can eat, cell phones, TV, transportation, air conditioning, heating, refrigerators. That's how the rich live there. That's our poor. In America, our poor have an obesity problem. Think about that. The reality, here's the reality that no one wants to say, because everyone wants to create this idea that we're horrible to people. We are an extremely generous country overall. We have food stamps, we have welfare, we have tons of nonprofits. Every time I go anywhere and I go to buy something, guess what they ask me? Would you like to donate $1 to whatever? I looked it up. I thought, I wonder how many of these things are out there. I looked up and found out how much money is being collected for the poor. I actually did the math on this. How many people are below poverty level, and how much money is collected from just private institutions? $7,000 a person. You have a family of 4, $28,000 just from the private. That's before you have subsidized housing, food stamps, et cetera, right? The reality is, if we have people that are hungry here, it's because they are children whose parents are spending the money on something else, and that's called child abuse. There are programs like crazy for food here. There really is. We do a great job in America of providing for the weak and the poor. When you say the poverty and desperate people, are our poor desperate? I don't know. Possibly, if you're talking about what they expect to have versus what they have, but then that's more of a state of mind than it is a reality. The reality is we don't have people starving in the streets. There are countries who have that. Literally, our poor have an obesity problem. We have more food than we know what to do with. The point I'm making is we've always been taught poverty causes crime. I don't know if that's true. I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm just saying the presupposition to that is something we're going to challenge. Why? Because I challenge everything. I question everything, and I hope you do too. Don't just believe that, because I think to myself, well, wait a second. Then wouldn't the crime rate have skyrocketed during the Depression? Wouldn't our crime rate have skyrocketed from 2006 to 2014? It did not. Crime rates went down.